Namaste viewers, this is Dr. Pratibha K.S., Head Department of Biotechnology at KLE Society's S. Nijnigappa College, Rajayanagar, Bengaluru. Today I'm before you again to present 5th semester BSc Biotechnology Practicals, Paper 6, BTP 504 Immunology and Animal Biotechnology, list of experiments and blood typing experiment. Stay tuned with me and stay connected with me. Before I begin today's discussion on blood typing and list of experiments, I would like to request you to subscribe this channel to support. Thank you. Now let us go through here the table of contents, which comes under immunology and animal biotechnology. Experiment number 1, you'll be performing blood grouping. Okay, you are going to perform here blood grouping. Okay, then experiment number 2, here you are going to perform differential count of WBC. You are going to perform. Okay. Then after differential counting of WBC, then you are going to perform experiment number 3, that is Vidal test and VDRL test. Okay. Here you can see Vidal test and VDRL test. Next one is dot ELISA. Then ELISA demonstration. The sixth one, Octoloni double diffusion and single radial immunodiffusion. Then seventh experiment, isolation of liver parenchyma cells and assessment of viability trifan blue exclusion method. Then eighth experiment, rocket electrophoresis. Ninth one, separation of serum from blood and crystallization of immunoglobulins. And 10th one will be the spotters. Okay. So these are some of the list of the experiments you are going to perform under immunology and animal biotechnology. Hope you are making note of all these experiments, right? Kindly make a note of all these experiments in your observation book. Hope you are keeping separate notebook for theory and for the practical. I request every student kindly make a list of all these experiments in your observation book. As and when we finish these experiments, you can make a right mark and you can get ready with the Viva, okay, related with these experiments. Now, today, let us go through here blood typing or blood grouping experiment. Okay. Before that, let us go through here introduction related with the blood. What is blood? Okay, you can question yourself even during Viva also. You will be most frequently this question will be asked to everyone, what is blood? Okay, when you show to the examiner your blood grouping test, no, that time they may ask you what is blood. So that time you can answer. Blood is a circulating fluid connective tissue. It is composed of plasma, which is fluid matrix, bright red, colored, and slightly alkaline in nature. It is composed of 91% of water and contains several organic and inorganic substances. It consists of erythrocytes, leukocytes, and thrombocytes. Okay. If you want in detail information about this particular blood, I have made a separate video for this blood grouping. You can have a look. Okay. Now, what is blood made up of? Okay, in blood, what all you can see? Red blood cells, erythrocyte, white blood cells, that is leukocytes, then platelets, right? Then plasma, breakdown products of digestion such as glucose, fatty acids, and amino acids, dissolved mineral salts, carbon dioxide, urea, hormones. Okay, this is about the blood. The human ABO blood groups are best example for multiple allism, right? Human blood groups and Rh factors were first discovered by Austrian doctor Karl Landsteiner. Okay, you must keep this person name. Okay, Karl Landsteiner. Then, now let us understand what is this multiple allelism. When a single gene for a character occurs in more than two alternative forms, occupying the same locus on homologous chromosomes are called multiple alleles. Or three or more alleles representing the same locus of a chromosome are called as multiple alleles. Okay. The phenomenon of inheritance of traits controlled by multiple alleles is also called a multiple allelism or gene polymorphisms. That is nothing but many allelic forms of a gene. Okay. The concept of multiple alleles was for the first time introduced by Thomas Hunt Morgan in the year 1914. Okay. Lance Steiner in the year 1901 demonstrated that the human blood groups can be differentiated into A blood group, B blood group, AB blood group, and O blood group. Okay, and for that particular contribution, he was awarded Nobel Prize in the year 1930. Okay, human blood groups can be classified into four types, namely A blood group, B blood group, AB blood group, and O blood groups. Depending how we classify this one, depending on the presence or absence of two types of glycoproteins, that is A and B, which are called agglutinogens or antigens, right? That those are called blood antigens, which are found on the outer surface of RBCs. Okay, that is outer surface of the RBCs. These are found. No, they were actually called though as antigen. Okay, antigen means what you can say here. Antigen, a cellular product. Okay, this antigen, which is a cellular product. Okay, it is a cellular product that induces antibody formation in a foreign host. That's why those glycoproteins were called antigens. Antigens means you can keep in your mind two terminologies, anti and this is gen. Okay, why this particular glycoproteins? Actually, what I said here, blood grouping can be classified based on the presence or absence of two types of glycoproteins. These glycoproteins, which are present on the RBC cell surface, they were called antigens. Why? Because this antigen is a cellular product that induces antibody formation in a foreign host. Antigen, anti means antibody. Okay, anti means antibody. Gen means generation. These antigens are antibody generation. Okay, I said here based on the presence or absence. It means whatever you have the RBC cell, no, what are the RBC cell will be there on the surface of the RBC. You can see the presence of glycoproteins like this. Okay, if there are presence of A antigen, B antigen, if there is no antigen, based on the presence or absence of the antigen on the surface of RBC, we are able to differentiate the blood groups into A blood group, B blood group, AB blood group, and O blood group. Okay, hope you understood here. Are found on the surface of the red blood cells. Okay, this is the RBC. Okay, on top of the RBC cell surface, you will be able to find, okay, it does not come exactly like an RBC surface, right? Whatever we have this, that biconcave shape, right? The RBC cell, no? On the RBC cell surface, if there is a presence of the glycoproteins, okay, then we can say that what are the antigens which are present, that respective blood group we are going to get, okay, which are found on the surface of the red blood cells. This can be also known as agglutinins, that is antibodies which are found in the serum or the blood plasma. Okay, inheritance of ABO blood groups that can be classified into we can also say ABO blood groups. This ABO blood group follow Mendelian pattern of inheritance. Okay, Bernstein in the year 1925 demonstrated a dominant autosomal agglutinogen gene, that is I, to be responsible. Okay, this is responsible for the antigenic property of a gene called blood. This gene is present on the chromosome number 9 in the human genome. Whatever we now have a set of chromosomes in human being, no, ninth chromosome, which is responsible for the determination of our particular blood group, A blood group, B blood group, AB or O blood group. That determination is possible through the presence of chromosome number 9. Okay, now this is very important. Till now we went through only the introduction part. Now this is about the blood grouping or blood typing experiment. Okay, in your observation book you can write the title of this particular experiment. Title is blood grouping or blood typing. Okay, what is the aim of the experiment? Write down the aim: to detect the blood group of the given blood sample. Okay, now let us go through the introduction part related with specifically for this blood grouping and to write in your observation book. Okay, so here The blood groups were first discovered by Carl Landsteiner in the year 1900, right? In his original experiment, he cross-tested the serum from the blood of rabbits. Serum means what? Serum means what? Liquid part of the blood, okay? Or fluid part of the blood, okay? He crossed he crossed the tested serum from the blood of rabbits with the RBCs of his colleagues. Okay, and he found that time three distinct patterns of agglutinations were observed. Based on the pattern observed, they were known as A blood group, AB blood group, and O blood group. Okay. Fourth group, that is AB, which was discovered by one of his students, Van de Castillo and Shirley, in the year 1902. They actually demonstrated the fourth blood group, that was the AB blood group. ABO blood group system is the most important of all blood group systems, and its discovery made blood transfusion possible. Okay. Another important antigen, that is the RH factor, was discovered by Landsteiner and Vero in the year 1904. They were raised in rabbits and guinea pig antisera against rhesus monkeys of RBCs. For the first time observed in rhesus monkeys of RBCs. To honor that particular work, they have given the terminology RH. Okay, from the rhesus monkey, this particular RH, they have given the terminology. So, how many types of antigen we have while performing experiment of blood grouping? We may find the presence of A antigen on the RBC cell surface, or presence of AB antigen, individually A antigen or B antigen, or maybe the presence of both AB antigen, or there won't be any kind of antigens only. Other one antigen we have here, that is the RH antigen. We can say D antigen. Okay, presence or based on the presence or absence of this D antigen, one will say whether this particular person is positive blood group or negative blood group. This RH factor will tell us about the whether the person is positive or negative. For example, A means A plus, okay, B means B positive blood group. Now let us go through the principle. Here I mentioned the ABO blood group system contains four groups and is determined by the presence or absence of two distinct antigens. What are those distinct antigens? A and B antigens, which are present on the surface of erythrocytes, right? The RBCs of blood group A carry the antigen A, and serum contains anti-B antibodies. Okay, while the RBCs of blood group B carry the antigen B, and serum contains anti-A antibodies. Okay, the person with blood group AB will carry both A and B antigens on the surface of RBCs, while the serum is devoid of any antibodies. Okay, this particular information I'm going to show you in the tabular column. Have patience. Okay, a person having blood group O will have both anti-A and anti-B antibodies in the serum, while the RBCs are devoid of antigens on their surface. Okay, other than all these A antigen, B antigen, we have another factor used in blood grouping, that is the RH factor. Okay, owing to the presence or absence of RH or D antigen on the surface of the blood group, it is determined as or termed as positive or negative respectively. Okay, blood grouping involves the usage of antisera, antisera A, antisera B, and antisera D by using three liquid solution, that is reagents, antisera A, antisera B, antisera D. Reagents, we are going to determine whether the person is A blood group or B blood group or AB blood group or O blood group, okay, which will be applied to the blood sample. Upon the addition of the antisera to the blood sample, antigen-antibody reaction occurs. When compatibility exists between the antigen of the blood sample and the antibody in the antiserum, results in a visible clumping of cells, a process known as agglutination. Okay, when antigen antibody reacts, in the slide we'll say as the agglutination. Now let us go through concluding principle. If you write this principle more than enough, or you can write the previous principle also. Okay. Based on agglutination reaction. Okay. Based on whatever the agglutination reaction happens during blood grouping, no, we'll be able to determine ABO blood groups. Okay. Agglutination. What do you mean by agglutination? Agglutination is the clumping of RBCs due to the antigen antibody reaction. Okay. Blood serum containing antibodies against specific antigen is called anti-serum A. Okay. Contains anti-A antibodies in high concentration that cause agglutination of RBCs containing antigen A. Anti-serum B contains anti-B antibodies in high concentration that cause agglutination of RBCs containing antigen B. Okay. So here you can see that particular ABO blood group system, and this table will tell you about 4 ABO phenotypes blood groups which are present in human population and the genotype that gives rise to the particular gene. Okay, so you can make out we have how many blood groups? We have 4 blood groups. This is the blood group A, blood group B, blood group AB, and this is the blood group O. Antigens present on RBC. For example, here, if this person is A blood group, means this is the RBC cell surface. Sorry, let me take here red color. Okay, here, let us go through here. This is the A blood group means. Here, let me write here the RBC cell. Okay, here RBC cell and person B blood group also RBC cell. Here also one RBC and here also one RBC. If the person is A blood group means antigens which are present on the RBCs are A antigens. These are, what are these chemically? These antigens, glycoproteins. Glycoproteins mean they're the presence of carbohydrates and proteins conjugation can be seen. Okay, if the person is A blood group means on the cell surface of the RBC, okay, you can find the presence of A antigens, A glycoproteins can be seen over here. Okay, whereas in their serum you are going to find the anti-B as antibodies. Okay, anti-B antibodies. Some of the books they'll also write this as small b. Okay, small b, that gives the hint about the presence of anti-B antibodies in the serum, in the liquid part of the blood, in the liquid, whereas this RBC is the cellular part and this is the liquid part. Okay, the liquid part you can see the anti-B antibodies. So this you can understand to Karl Landsteiner rule. You have understood, I have explained this particular concept in the blood typing. Please have a look about Karl Landsteiner rule. Okay, in Viva you may ask, usually you may the examiners may ask that question, or you might get. So please go through what is Landsteiner rule. Okay, anti-B, and what kind of genotype can be seen that particular person. We can see homozygous AA or heterozygous can be seen. That is the genotype. When the person is B blood group, we can see on the cell surface of the RBC, we can see the presence of B antigens. Okay, B antigen, B antigen, B antigen can be found on this particular RBC cell surface. And the presence of serum here, anti-A, anti-serum can be seen in that particular blood. Then the genotype is capital BB and heterozygous. Okay. Then if the person is AB blood group means on the RBC cell surface, there will be presence of both A antigen and B antigen. A antigen and the B antigen. A antigen and the B antigen. A antigen and the B antigen can be seen. And in the serum, neither anti-serum can be, antibodies can be seen. Okay. Whereas your genotype will be AB. That is co-dominant. Both are dominant. So here you can see the co-dominant, both are expressing. So there's the presence of AB blood group. Then if the person is O blood group means there won't be any kind of antigens on the cell surface. Okay, this is the neither. Okay, nil. Then in the serum, you can see the presence of anti-A antibodies and anti-B antibodies, and genotype will be OO. Okay, just imagine here If the person is A blood group, to this A person, if you treat A anti-serum, what happens? This A antigen anti-serum which agglutinate with each other, and we can see the formation of the clumping of this RBCs can be seen. Now let us go through what are the materials required for to conduct this experiment. You need anti-sera, right? You need anti-sera. You will get directly the kits. Okay, there are so many other private companies will be there. They are going to, they have left the different kind of product. We can take any company's product. Okay, in the kit only they'll provide all this particular anti-sera and the blood sample also. Sometimes they'll provide, or even we may get that blood sample from ourselves only. Okay, so in the kit you are going to get the anti-sera A, anti-sera B, anti-sera T, and you need to procure the blood sample. Then you can bring surgical forceps. Okay, then lancet, a sterilized disposal needles, spirit, then toothpicks to mix the blood and the anti-sera. Okay, then you need the marker pencil. Okay, then clean glass slide free from the grease. Then you need, this is the 70% alcohol. Okay, not even 10%, 70% alcohol, and we need the surgical cotton. Let us go through the procedure. You are going to take a clean glass slide and wipe it free of dirt and grease. Okay, you'll take a clean glass slide and make sure the slide must be compulsory free from any kind of the dust and any kind of the uh, grease. Okay, grease. It is then washed with alcohol and passed over the flame. If there is a flame will be there, just gently you pass onto the flame and take out. The glass that is then marked with 3 circles, and you need to label that as A, B, and D. D on the under surface by using the marker pen. Okay, if this is the slide, bottom portion you need to take. In the bottom portion, okay, you need to draw the 3 circles. Okay, I don't know whether I'm not getting here the circles properly. You draw properly. Okay, you need to draw the 3 circles. This is the first circle, and this is the second circle, and this is the third circle. I told no, from the bottom you need to write. Okay, under slide you need to do this. Then one slide you need to write this as A. Okay, sorry, in the slide first circle you need to write as A, and second circle you need to write it as this as B, and the third cycle what you need to write? C, A, B, C. Is it correct? No. You need to write it as A, B, and D. Okay, this you need to write it as D. So this is the circle where you need to put the anti-sera A, and this is the circle you need to put only the anti-sera B, and this is the circle you are going to put the anti-sera D. These 2 circles, whatever the first circle and second circles are, no, which is going to tell us about the whether A blood group or B blood group or AB blood group or O blood group. But a third circle, which will tell us about the, which will give you the, it will give the information about the whether the blood is RH positive or RH negative. That will be confirmed. The determination can be done in this particular third circle. Okay. So next, what will happen here after the marking? Okay, why you need to mark the under surface of the slide means because when you put the blood and when you put the sera, what happens? This what are the marking color ink you have used? So that also mixed with the blood. That's why always need to draw this circle and A, B, D. You need to write from the bottom of the slide. Okay. The tip of the index finger is wiped with 70% alcohol, and using a sterile lancet, a puncture is made. Once the puncture is made, we can remove the first drop. Okay. If possible, remove. Otherwise, if you are very scared, I know my blood drop is very, very important use, but usually when you go to diagnostic center, they will do that. Okay. The first drop is wiped away and subsequent drops are placed in 3 circles marked on the circle. Okay, once you prick your finger, okay, once you prick this particular finger, no, okay, once you prick your finger, that next what you are going to do? You are going to take the drop of the blood and put that in the first circle. Okay, put that in the first circle, then go for the next circle. Okay. Then go for the next circle here. First, you are going to put in this particular first drop you are going to place here. Okay. And second drop you are going to place. And third drop you are going to place by keeping your finger vertically. Okay. And after that, what are you going to do? To the first circle marked A, you are going to drop this antisera A. Antisera A, you need to add that to the first drop of the blood, okay, without touching to the blood. Okay, antiserum is added. Similarly, a drop of each of antiserum, next circle, you are going to add antisera B. Once you add the antisera, properly plug that one and keep aside. Okay, after that, you are going to add this particular D antisera are added to this particular respective blood drops. Okay, next, what are you going to do? Then mixed using sterile applicator sticks. We told here, no, toothpicks or sterile applicator, whatever is available, no. Take the sterile applicator and mix both this particular blood and the antiserum into mix in such a way that there should be must be within the circle only. You need to mix. Okay, thoroughly you need to mix it here. And here also take another toothpick or applicator stick, and here also you need to mix thoroughly. Okay, here also you need to mix thoroughly. And the third one also take another new fresh applicator stick or toothpick. Then you need to mix thoroughly both the serum and the blood. Okay, all these reactions, blood grouping are observable through your eyes. So you can make out very clearly. Okay, the reaction can be seen, but all the reaction you must view within 3 to 5 minutes. You must view. Okay, hope you can see here the mixing of both the blood and the serum. Okay, when we mix here, are you able to see here any kind of agglutination or clotting? No, right? There is no agglutination or no clotting. Okay. Then after mixing the applicator stick, the slide is then observed macroscopically for agglutination. Now you should tell me what is the result of this particular slide. Okay, you need to tell me what is the result of this particular slide. Come on, answer. The slide is, what kind of result is this? This is O positive. No, this is O negative. Okay. Why O negative here? See, we have added here the antiserum A and here antiserum B and this is antiserum D. There is no any kind of agglutination. Now, first let us understand what is agglutination. See, agglutination means when blood and antiserum are mixed, no, you are going to get the clots like this. This kind of clots, if you get, no, this is the positive. Okay. When you don't get this kind of clots in the blood, no, then you can say that as the negative, that is that particular reaction is not going to occur. For example, here in this particular A blood group, whatever on the cell surface RBCs are there, no, are on the cell surface of the RBC, there is no A antigen. When there is no A antigen, when you treat with Y-shaped antibody, then there is no agglutination. Okay. Whereas here also in this RBC cell surface, there is no B antigens. There is no B antigens. When you treat this B antisera, there won't be any kind of agglutination. Okay. This is the RBC, same sample RBC. In this RBC, there is no presence of D antigen. When there is no D antigen, when you put this particular antibody, antisera D, then there is no reaction between the antigen antibody because antigens are not there, right? In blood, if antigens are there, then you are going to get the reaction, right? That is agglutination you are going to get. Hope I made myself clear to you. For example, I have a circle like this where I'm getting the agglutination here. Okay, I got here the agglutination, whereas these are very circular, right? These two are very circular and there is no any kind of agglutination, clear solution. Okay, what kind of blood group is this? Answer me. What kind of blood group is this? This is what you can write here the result. This is B negative. Why B negative? A, antigens are not there. So when you put the antisera A, that is not giving any kind of agglutination, so you will not consider this. Whereas this one, this particular RBC cell surface, which has the B antigen. When you treat the B antibody, the antigen antibody reacts with each other, anti B and antibody B, which antigens, antisera, which reacts with each other, and there you can see the agglutination or clumping. That's why this is the B blood group. Okay, agglutination will reveals about the presence of that specific antigens. Whereas in this case, there is no any antigens, mean there is no any kind of agglutination. It's a clear solution. So it is a negative. So this is B negative. In all the for example, in all the circles, if I get the agglutination, if I get the agglutination in all the circles, then what you can say, what kind of blood group is that? For example, here I have here the here also agglutination, here agglutination, right? In this circle, I have the agglutination. Okay, and in this circle also I have agglutination. In all the circles, if I get agglutination, what kind of blood group is this? Come on, answer. What kind of blood group is this? This is what kind of blood group? Come on, answer. Yes, hope you are able to answer. This is AB positive. Why AB positive? In this cell surface, there the presence of the A antigen. Due to the presence of A antigen, when you treat A antisera, you can see here the agglutination. Here, this is going to give the agglutination because on the cell surface of this RBC, there the presence of the B antigen. That's why it's giving agglutination. Whereas in this condition, on the cell surface, there is the presence of D antigen. When you treat the D antisera, that reacted with each other is giving the agglutination. So this, if you get in all the circles agglutination or clumping, means then you can say AB positive. When there is no agglutination in all the circles, then you can say that as the O negative. Okay, wherever agglutination, it's like a positive. So this is AB positive. AB positive means in this particular cell surface of the RBC, there is the presence of E antigen, B antigen, right? And the D antigen. When the same blood sample you are taken in this circle, right? And this circle. So when you treat to this RBC, A antisera, agglutination has occurred. Same RBC, when you treat the B antisera, agglutination has occurred, right? In the form of the clumping. Whereas in the third circle, through the same RBC cell surface, when you treat the D antisera, agglutination can be seen. Okay, hope I made myself clear to you. So this is all about the procedure of blood grouping. Then you need to write the result. That in the exam you need to write the result. Each result what you write now, which carries 1 mark. So you need to write result, that is AB positive, my blood group is AB positive, or the given sample found to be AB positive, or B negative, or A negative, or whatever you're getting, no, that you need to write. Now let us go through the blood grouping experiment. To perform this blood grouping experiment, you need 3 monoclonal antibodies, that is anti-A, anti-B, and anti-serum, okay, kept in this ice box. Okay, we need to keep all this anti-serum in the ice box. You need to place all this anti-serum into place in the ice box. Okay, when you're performing the experiment, that time you need to take out and bring that one to the room temperature, and you can perform the experiment. Okay, and you need the cotton balls, okay, to wipe the excess blood, and also to wipe the finger in the beginning by using 70% alcohol. You need the cotton, or to discard all the toothpicks, you need the empty glass beaker. Okay, and you need the sterilized lancet. Then these are the toothpicks, and this is the spirit 70% alcohol. Hope you are following me. Here you can see the presence of anti-A anti-serum, anti-B serum, and this is the anti-D serum. What kind of anti-serum are these? These are monoclonal antibodies. There you can find only the A antibodies. Mono means single type of antibody. Okay, only A antibody, B antibody, and here the D antibodies. Okay, when you take out that entire antibody or reagent bottle, you are going to get this kind of colored antibodies you are going to get. Okay, anti-A monoclonal anti serum. Okay, this is the A, which is blue color, and this B, which is yellow color, and this D, which is just transparent color. Okay, I can see here anti A, anti B, and anti D. Okay, to perform experiments, as I told before you need sterilized blood lancets, you need spirit, then cotton balls you need, then toothpicks or mixing stick or applicator stick you need to use, and you need to take the clean glass slide you must take. Okay, now let us go through the procedure. To perform the experiment, first swab the finger with cotton ball dipped in spirit. Okay, you need to take this sterilized cotton ball, dip in the spirit, and wipe the upper surface of this finger. Okay, that wiping of this particular entire region will be known as the swabbing. You are going to clean this entire area by using the 70% alcohol. Okay, that is known as the swabbing. After swabbing, you are going to prick. Take a blood sample using a sterile lancet as shown and drop the blood onto the slide. Okay, while dropping, you need to put some pressure here and you need to hold the finger. Okay, then you'll get the drop of the blood like this. First drop of the blood you remove, second, third, and fourth drop of the blood you need to drop on the slide. Okay, here I have not written any kind of the circle. As I told in the experiment, no, that particular you need to follow the three circle. Kindly do that one in the examination hall. Here I'm not made here, but you need to make a circle. Okay, compulsory you need to make a circle here. Okay, don't forget to make this particular circle. Into make from the bottom of the slide you need to make circle. Okay, make three circles. Circle 1, and this will be your circle 2. Okay, and this will be your circle 3. Okay, and below the each circle write this as A, and write this as B, and write this as the D. It means to this A circle you need to add, what you need to add? Antisera A, antisera B, antisera D. Okay, kindly follow the procedure. Then place a cotton ball on pricked finger to stop blood. Okay, as I told, no, first one to this particular first circle you need to add the antisera A. Okay, you're going to add the antisera A, monoclonal antibody. Okay, and you can make out the color I showed you already. The first one antisera will be all, that will be A, that those are colored antibodies. Okay, they have given the blue color, and for this particular B, yellow color, and D, that will be the transparent. Okay, this is A, and this is B circle. Okay, and this will be your D circle. Okay, then you need to add here to the first drop of the blood, add antisera A. Okay, without touching the drop of the blood you need to add the antisera. If you touch to the blood, what happens here? That will contaminate. You are going to contaminate this antiserum, and what happens, other person cannot use, and we may not get the result properly. So in a proper distance you need to drop this antisera into the blood. And next, which one you are going to add here? To the second drop of the blood you are going to add the antisera B. Okay, anti-B sera are going to add. Okay, then the third circle you are going to add to the third drop of the blood, add anti-T sera without touching a drop of blood respectively. Without touching, you need to add to the all the drop of the blood. Next, what will you do? You are going to collect the mixing sticks or applicators. Okay, mix monoclonal antibody serum by using 3 separate mixing sticks. Make sure not to use same mixing sticks to all. If you use the same mixing sticks, what happens? You are going to contaminate and you may not get the result properly. So what I have given here? Mix monoclonal antibody serum by using 3 separate mixing sticks. Okay, you'll take a sticks and you are going to mix this one, and you'll take a stick here, you are going to mix this one. Separate sticks you are going to use each time, and third one also will be mixed. For example, we mixed here in this case. Okay, so we have written this as the A circle, right, and this as the B circle, and this as the D circle. And let me know now what kind of blood group is this. Okay, let me know what kind of blood group is this. This is the A circle, B circle, and this is the D circle. Okay, when RBC carrying one of the antigen of corresponding antibody in serum agglutinate on exposure, or that is they clump together. Can you see here any kind of clump? No. Can you see any kind of clump here? No. Right? Can you see the clumping? Yes, you can see here this particular clumping can be seen. When clumping can be seen means what kind of blood group is this? For example, same drop of the blood we have taken. Okay, just imagine this is the RBC cell surface, same RBC, right? And this is also same RBC. In this ARBC, we have put the what kind of anti-serum? We have put the A anti-serum we have put. When there is no antigen A, then this anti-serum A which do not react with RBC, right? And this will be a clear solution, okay? And this is the RBC cell surface. When they don't have any kind of antigen B, when you treat this antigen B, okay, antibody B, okay, always will write this antibodies in Y shape, okay? So this antibody, when we apply to this antiserum, when we apply to this particular blood, there is no antigen B. Then after treating this anti-sera B, then there is no reaction, that will be clear solution. Whereas in this case, what has happened? There is not presence of A antigen, B antigen, but there is the presence of D antigen. Okay. When there is a presence of D antigen, that glycoproteins actually, right? When there is a presence of D antigen, when you treat this anti-sera D, okay, when you treat the anti-sera D, to the antigen D which are present on the cell surface, then both this D antigen and the anti-sera D which reacts with each other and form a agglutination or clumping can be seen. Then what kind of blood group is this? You can write the result here. Okay, what kind of blood group is this? This is O positive. Okay, why O positive? A is not there, right, and B is not there. Both A and B are not there means that time we can say that is the O blood group. Okay, if there is a agglutination here, you are going to mention this as the positive. Just imagine if there is no agglutination. If there is no agglutination means D antigen won't be there. Only you are going after treatment of this anti-sera D, no agglutination because D will be absent. That time we can say O negative. Now the result of this particular blood sample is O positive. Okay, here you can see the reaction. Here in two circle, that is A and D, agglutination has occurred, whereas in B, no agglutination. It is A positive. Why? Because here you can see the agglutination and here you can see the agglutination. But here there is no agglutination. Okay, you can see agglutination. This is clear solution. After mixing both anti-sera and blood, it's a clear solution. Here after the mixing with by using mixing sticks, you can see the agglutination. So here also you can see the agglutination. The A mean that is presence of on the cell surface due to the presence of A antigen. After the treatment of the anti-sera A, agglutination has occurred between the antigen and the antibody. Whereas in this case of the blood sample, there is the presence of A antigen, but there is no absence of B antigen. So after the treatment of this anti-sera B, no agglutination. Then it will be clear solution. Whereas in this case, on the cell surface, presence of A antigen is there, right? A already proved in the first circle. B antigen is not there, so there is no agglutination. Whereas in this case, there presence of D antigen. When you treat this to this D antigen, the anti-sera D, then the antigen D, anti-sera D, which reacts with each other and forms the agglutination. Okay, so agglutination can be seen. So this is A positive. Okay, it is A positive, that is because in B circle, blood do not carry B antigen. So absence of antigen antibody reaction. In turn, no agglutination and appears as solution. This just appearing as a solution, clear solution. Hope I'm making myself clear to you. See here also one more you can see reaction, the same reaction with the more clarity. Okay, agglutinated RBC which are clumping here. Okay, whereas in the second circle you can see the very clear solution can be seen here, right? Here you can see the very clear solution can be seen here. There is no agglutination at all, right? No agglutination can be seen. Whereas in this case, agglutination can be seen, and in this case, agglutination can be seen. So what kind of blood group is this? This is A positive. Okay, this is A positive blood group. Here there is no clumping, and both the circle you can see the clumping. Okay, you can see different varieties of the ABO blood groups, whereas this is O positive, because in both these circles it's a clear solution. Only positive reaction can be seen, the D antigen, and there is no clumping at all in any other. That's why I can mention this as the O negative. And here in two circle, that this is A circle. Okay, this is A, and this is B circle. Okay, and this is the D circle. Respective antisera is written here. Anti-D antisera, anti-B antisera, anti-A antisera. According to respective circle, we'll add. Whereas this is A positive, right? The A positive, because here you can see the agglutination, here you can see the agglutination. Okay. In B, no agglutination. So A positive. Whereas here, this is A negative. Okay, only in the A agglutination can be seen, both the case there is no agglutination, so this is A negative. This third circle, D circle, will tell us about the whether positive or negative. Okay, when you take the blood grouping, we have four blood groups, but when you consider all these RH factor, no, we have totally 8 blood groups. Other than this, even we have a Bombay blood groups. Any other day we'll discuss that one. Okay, now let us go through here another one, that is B positive. In A it is negative, whereas in these two augmentation can be seen. So this is P positive. Whereas in this case, in these two circle, this is clear solution. So that is not giving any kind of agglutination. Say absent. So this is B. Agglutination can be seen. This is negative. So this is B negative. And all the circles you can see the agglutination. So presence of all the antigens on the cell surface. So this, such kind of RBC cell surface, you can see the presence of A antigen, can see the presence of B antigen and the D antigens. When you treat the antisera A, they will react, antigen antibody will react. When you treat the antisera B, they will react and give the agglutination. When you treat the antisera D to this kind of antigen, they react with each other, and all these circles you can see the agglutination. Okay, whereas here this is AB negative, because in the A circle has given the react agglutination, and in the B circle we can see the clumping, whereas the third D circle there is no clumping, so this is AB negative. Hope I'm making myself crystal clear to you. Now let us go to the blood transfusion. Who can receive blood from whom? Okay, people with blood group O are called universal donors. Okay, and people with blood group AB are called universal receivers. Okay, O blood group can be given to AB blood group. O can give to A blood person. O can give to B person. Okay, and next further A person can give to AB blood group, and B person can give to AB blood group. That's why this particular AB blood groups are known as universal receivers, whereas this O blood group is known as the universal donors. Okay, hope you're making a note of all this information. Okay, please have a look about all this thing. Kindly make observation in your notebook, as this is online. Okay, you should make a note, and time permits, we'll do the demo and we'll send you that particular video. Okay, now coming to the result. The blood groups of the blood sample tested was whatever the blood group you got, no, whether A positive, B positive, AB positive, whatever the blood experimental sample you got, no, that you need to write it here. Okay, then now let us go to the clinical significance. Some medical applications of blood grouping are blood transfusions, right, to restore the blood whole volume in certain types of anemia after hemorrhage and burns. No, we need this particular blood transfusion, play a very important role even in the accident. Okay, many cases. Hemolytic disease of the newborn, then these were tested against human RBCs. This led to discovery of RH factor. Then identification of RH incompatibility to determine the percentage of babies, then to settle the cases of disputed parentage of exchanged in hospital, for organ transplantation to prevent rejection of organs. Blood group matching is essential. It is also useful in forensic investigations. Okay, while blood transfusion, one has to keep in their mind that other than this particular blood transfusion, this only ABO blood group, one has to keep in their mind about the RH factor. RH factor play a very important role. Okay, nowadays only RH compatibility, by going through the RH compatible factor, blood transfusion are going to be done. Hope I made myself clear to you. I, Dr. Pratibha K, signing off for today. Stay tuned with me, stay connected with me. I'll be back with some more videos. Thank you for watching.